This is Caitlin, your host of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, where we get no sleep and survive on coffee to watch just one more episode at night. Hello, and welcome back to another episode on the No Sleep for Dramas podcast. I'm your host, Caitlin, and it's another wrap up episode. We are at the end of August. I don't know about you, but I am so ready for fall weather. I am not a hot weather person, and Chicago can get pretty hot. So I'm loving this weather we have right now that is like 70 degrees or so. Fahrenheit, in case you don't live in the US. I love fall weather. I also like winter because then I can just stay in and watch my dramas and not have to worry about feeling guilty about being outside. But Chicago gets really hot, and I hate being hot. And so in the summer, I like being outside, but I also don't like being outside if it's over 100 degrees. And this summer, it seems like we had a lot of those days, especially in late summer. I'm excited for fall, but that's not why we're here. We are here to wrap up August and looking at what August is for me in terms of drama watching. I've had a pretty good month when it comes to August, probably my best I've had so far in 2025 in terms of completing stuff, at least. I'm happy with that. It was a fantastic month for me. I always like to see above average because, as we know from the multiple months we are already into 2025, I've averaged around 4 to 5 completed dramas a month, which is really low for me. Usually I'll have a couple of those months, but not every month. Some months I'll have 7, 8, 9, 10. Other months I'll have 2, 3, 4, depending on how busy I am. Or how I feel, like what mood. And for some reason in 2025, 4 seems to be the average, which is not normal. So August was fantastic because I finished a lot more things. I'll tell you why I finished a lot more things, but we'll get into that. In terms of completing things, I didn't make a ton of progress on clearing off my current watch list, which I had a lot of success in July with that. But I did complete more things, mainly starting them in August and finishing them in August. Maybe I just need to clear off my watch list at this point and start over. I don't know. September is looking to be a very busy month for me in terms of what I want to be watching. We'll see what I end up doing in September. But that's what we are going to talk about. If you have never been in a wrap up episode before, I'm going to be talking about everything that I completed in the previous month. In this episode, it's August. If I dropped anything, which I have not dropped anything in August, so we're going to skip that section. And then I'm going to be talking about everything I'm looking forward to in September. And then at the very end, I just quickly mention things that aren't new dramas, but I do plan on starting or watching for podcast reviews or other things. This is going to be a lot longer episode than it has in the previous months because I have a lot to talk about. So sit back, get some coffee. I know I'm drinking coffee, and let's get into it. So, as I said, in August, a lot of the dramas and other things I watched and completed in August were for podcast episodes and future podcast episodes that I'm going to be recording. I mainly started a lot of things and completed a lot of things in August. And that means I did not really get a ton of things off my current watch list. I pretty much have 2 C dramas at this point that's been on my watch list for months. I don't want to drop them because it's not like the first episode didn't work for me. I don't know. My attention got pulled into another direction, and I just haven't put these on hold either. So I have especially 2 dramas that I really have made no progress whatsoever. There's a third drama that I just got behind. It was currently airing and I just got behind and it's completed now. And I'm slowly going to finish that in September. And I guess that's what I'm going to have to do for the other 2 dramas is just like that is going to be the drama that I'm going to try and complete that month to get them off my watch list without dropping the ball with anything else I have to watch for podcast episodes and stuff like that. We'll see. I do plan on doing a current watch list episode in the month of September. I have not done one of those probably all summer because I happen to be like out of town on the weekends I recorded that episode. I do plan on doing that episode somehow this month. I may have to like shift it around a week or so, but it will be coming out in September. Sidetrack, not why we're here. Anyway, So most of the stuff in August, I started in August, I completed in August, and you're going to be hearing podcast stuff about it eventually. Most of it. Some stuff I did get off my current watch list. I also watched a wide range of things in August, which I think also helped me complete more than usual because I watched some movies, I watched some different countries, that type of thing. So let's get into this. The first thing I'm going to talk about, which I'm sure everybody has heard about at this point, I finally bit the bullet and I watched K-pop Demon Hunters. I am very, very late on this. I am aware of that. It was a lot better than I thought it would be. I didn't go in with like low expectations, but I was like, I just don't know if this is going to be a movie for me, which is crazy because I grew up on Disney. I don't know why I didn't think this was gonna be a movie for me because I still enjoy Disney movies, and I still enjoy this type of movie. Don't understand why it took me so long to watch this, and I don't understand why I had that mindset clicking play on this. I like this movie. It wasn't perfect, which you will hear in my podcast review that I eventually will be putting out this year. It will be out this year. I just don't know when because the schedule hasn't really quite worked out how I wanted it to, and this kind of just came out of nowhere. I wasn't planning on reviewing this. It will be out in 2025 though. But I loved the concept. And again, it's wild that I didn't think I would like this because I love K-pop. I like superhero demon hunting concept shows before growing up. I don't understand why I had the mindset I wouldn't like this movie, but I like the concept. I think it was executed well. The music is very catchy. I've been listening to the soundtrack on repeat, let alone it's everywhere on social media at this point. I loved how they went all in terms of like the choreo and the K-pop world aspect, and they were dedicated to that story. I think they showed that world well in terms of they used it as a social commentary thing on what sometimes the K-pop idols are dealing with, but also it was a cultural thing that they obviously wanted to showcase because it's a huge part of Korean culture. Speaking of Korean culture, I love seeing the Korean culture, all the little nuances that they put in it. I'm sure I have not caught everything. I also have watched some social media videos on people pointing stuff out that I didn't catch. So it's been a lot of fun kind of going down that rabbit hole a bit. I also love the references to K dramas, which I will proudly say I recognize because I watched, for example, Business Proposal. So I immediately knew what they were doing when that happened. The one thing I will say, I rated this a 9 out of 10, very high for me, but I had some unanswered questions by the end, and I think it was a pacing issue. The pacing seemed really fast to me. It's an hour 20, hour and a half long movie. I feel like it could have been a little longer because I had some unanswered questions by the end of it, mainly to do with the lore and like the character setup. But I'm sure if I thought long enough, I could remember the questions I had, which I will need to think of when before I record this podcast episode. But I definitely had some unanswered questions by the end that which is great because apparently they announced they're doing at least 2 sequels. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but I read somewhere that they're planning on doing 2 sequels of this now and possibly a spin-off, I guess. Also, the pace was really fast. I was like, "Oh, we're already here. Oh, they're already doing this." And maybe that's just because I don't watch a lot of movies anymore and I'm used to like dramas and like drawing that out. So it seemed a little too fast, in my opinion. As I said, look forward to a podcast review at some point. I'm excited. I'll have a guest on. I'm excited to talk about this because I also watched it with her. Like we got on Discord and watched it together, which was kind of fun too. So, as I said, I rated K-pop Demon Hunters a 9 out of 10. Great movie. I would highly recommend it. I'm definitely going to put my niece onto it when she's old enough. She's only one, like, well, actually more like one and a half now, but I'm definitely gonna get her into this movie. Obviously, K-pop and everything when she's older. But anyway, that's beside the point. 9 out of 10, recommend. The next thing I completed was a Thai drama, which was on my current watch list. I had just like fallen behind on it. And that is the Thai drama, time travel drama. It's called Reset. It's on iQIYI. I loved this Thai drama. I need to watch more BLs. I don't know why. I need to watch a lot of more of other dramas like Japanese, Thai, whatever. It wasn't perfect for me, but it was nearly perfect. Like, I went into this drama because I heard a lot of good things about the first episode, and the episode did not disappoint. and then I kind of fell behind because I was watching some other things. And I kept hearing like this is consistently good. It's entertaining. It's whatever. Like it hasn't dropped off or anything. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna binge and finish this, which I did in August. You watch this for the main couple. You watch this for the main couple, and it pays off. Their relationship is great. I love them in this drama together. Their relationship is one of the best things that I like about this drama. The acting is really good. I thought the main 2 actors I had never seen any of these actors in a drama before, so they were all new to me. I like when I have dramas like that because then I can go watch their other stuff. The main 2 actors had great chemistry together. I thought they handled the emotional scenes very well. It was acted quite well. And it seemed like their chemistry was comfortable. They were comfortable with each other. I would love to see them work together again. As far as I'm aware, they don't have any work planned together again, but maybe that will happen now that Reset is done. It was somewhat popular, I think. I also like the support characters. Armin, the actor guy, had this manager who was quite fun. And then we had Tada, who was the other part of the main couple, who had an assistant. His secretary was great. He was great. I love how they both supported the relationship. There wasn't a second couple in this. I wish there was. That was one of my critiques. I wish there was a second couple. It didn't have to be the manager or the secretary. I mean, they had a couple scenes where it's like it could happen, but it couldn't. But it never really went anywhere. So I wish there was a second couple. I understand why there wasn't, because the main couple, their relationship, that was the story, but I kinda wish there was a second couple. But I always like when there's multiple couples, especially in BL dramas, Thai BL dramas, but Japanese too. Any BL, actually. I like multiple couple dramas for some reason, and depending on the drama, I guess. This one needed a second couple, in my opinion. Not that I didn't like the first couple. Anyway, moving on. I love the support characters and how they supported the main relationship and how they were very devoted to the people that they were working with, given that one was Armin's manager and the other one was a secretary assistant to Tada. And so I liked the friendships they developed eventually, the 4 of them, and I liked that whole aspect of this drama. The other thing that I downgraded this drama for was I felt the revenge could have hit harder. They had a light revenge story with this, and I wish it got a little more crazy because there was a lot of suspects when it comes of who ultimately did like the big bad thing in this drama and who was the culprit. And yeah, it was revealed and yes, it was a high intensity moment, but I wish the revenge that Armin was trying to do was more paced out and had a lot more suspects and a lot more people and just had more of an impact. It obviously wasn't the point of the drama. The point of the drama was the relationship, but I wish there was a little more revenge. At least have a little more fun with it. I also had a couple of unanswered questions by the end of it due to the time travel and especially with Tada's character. Didn't quite fully understand. I understood like the main strokes of how the time travel happened and how it was Tada's quote unquote fault. He was the reason the time travel happened, but I didn't quite understand at the same time. I feel like I missed something or it just wasn't explained well. I'm not sure. So I had some unanswered questions with that a little. But still, really enjoyable drama. Main couple is great. I love them. They really had like low angst relationship, which I liked. Acting was superb. 9 out of 10 for Reset, the Thai drama. You can watch it on IGE. Next up, we're going to talk about the K drama Signal Season 1. This is a rewatch for me. And the reason why this is a rewatch for me is because I rewatched this to record a podcast episode. By the way, with Reset, if you want a longer review of Reset, I have it on my YouTube channel for the podcast, so you can go and watch that if you'd like. I get a little more depth on what I liked, what I didn't like, what worked, what didn't work, that type of thing. With Signal, I recorded a podcast review of this yesterday with a guest, so that will be coming out in September in about 2 or 3 weeks. And I rewatched this. I had not watched it for 10 years. This is a 2016 K drama, quite classic crime drama that I feel like a lot of people should watch and I highly recommend, especially since we're getting a season 2 next year. Finally, after 10 years, I've been waiting for this drama. I still love this drama a lot. That's why I would recommend it. I actually bumped up my rating. It is now a 9.5 instead of a 9. I originally had it at a 9. And I obviously think I made it a 9 due to some things that happened in the second half of the drama. I don't wanna reveal anything because that would spoil the entire thing, but I just loved it so much, and after rewatching it, I realized this is a very well-written K-drama. Everything's connected, everything has a place, it is well paced out, it is a well-written, well-structured K-drama. So, on that note alone, I raised my rating to a 9.5 because I still was butthurt about a couple things that happened in the second half that I just couldn't make it a 10 out of 10. We'll see what they do with season 2 because I'm really curious what they're gonna do with season 2, and how it's all gonna work out, and if they're gonna have time travel in it, that type of thing. I don't wanna give too many spoilers away, but Signal is a time travel-esque drama. With Signal season 1, love the trio. There's a trio of main characters, love them to death. I love their interactions. They are great. I'm so glad all 3 of them are coming back for season 2. The acting is superb. As I said, the story is told really well, really paced out, really thought out, connected together. There's really very little threads left on the table after the end of this drama. The way everything's connected, as I said and explained, is just like a masterclass of storytelling. It's so good. And as I said, season 2 is coming next year. So hopefully they just continue that into season 2. It is also emotional because I will say every crime in this drama, minus maybe one of them, pulls from real life crimes that happened in Korea. If you can't handle that in terms of like you're watching a drama and you realize this crime was actually a real crime and that kinda turns you off of it, this is not the drama for you because it is all based on real crime, and I know sometimes that bothers some people because they can't fathom that this horrible crime that they think is gonna be fictional in a crime drama actually happened in real life. Because that's horrible to think of. So, just FYI, most of the crimes are based off of real life crimes, and that's not uncommon when it comes to crime dramas, like, there's multiple crime dramas that they pull from headlines. I mean, US shows have done that, Law& and Order, so it's nothing new. Signal back in 2016, it might have been a little new back then. Anyway, I don't wanna say too much about this because I have an in-depth review of this coming out in a couple weeks. We dive really, really, really deep into this drama, so look forward to that. We talked a lot. I recorded it yesterday. We talked a lot. As I said, I have a guest on there, so look forward to that. I rated Signal season 1 a 9.5 out of 10, nearly perfect for me. Really curious about season 2. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is a Korean dating show. It's Heart Signal Season 2, the Korean version. I originally watched this because I was going to watch it for a podcast episode, and then we decided to switch it to something else. But since I was like halfway through already, I thought I might as well finish it. Korean version, I've seen Signal Season 3, which is my favorite season so far. And I think for the Chinese version, I've seen the first 2 seasons. Heart Signal Season 2, Korea, this is my least favorite season of all the seasons I've seen. None of my faves got their wish at the end, and I was really frustrated with some people who led other people on. I also thought this season kinda dragged in parts. It was still cute, and I still got invested in certain people, but in my opinion, it could have been way better. It wasn't the worst thing I'd ever seen in my life, but it could have been way better. And yeah, season 3 of the Korean version is still my favorite so far, so we'll have to see what I think of other seasons because I eventually wanna see all of the Heart Signal seasons. I don't wanna do it in, like, a year or something, but I eventually want to. I gave Heart Signal a 7 out of 10. It's okay. It's not the worst thing ever, but it could have been better. And then because I watched Heart Signal season 2, I also went ahead and watched the special. There's, like, a special 2 episodes thing that they did after the drama or after the show had ended, and I rated this a little bit higher. I rated it a 7.5 out of 10 instead of a 7 because I did like the episodes for revisiting some of the fun moments that I enjoyed in the season 2. It also gave a lot of commentary and backstory and, like, what the people were up to 6 months after the show, a year after show, I can't remember the timeline. But I still would say between the special and season 2, it's still my one of my least favorites, and a 2-episode special can't really save my rating, really. But I think it's not bad. but it could have been better. So that's the dating shoe. And then I have 3 more things that I completed in August. We have Medical Examiner Dr. Chin, The Survivor, which I think I had been watching for quite some time. It was on my current watch list. In my opinion, you can skip this Chinese drama. I rated this a 5 out of 10, which is low for me. I'm trying to be a little harsher on my ratings. I really should, like, put up my ratings so you can gauge it better because I don't know, I feel like I rate things too high. But basically, really quickly, if I rate anything above an 8, I would say that's a like an 8, 9, 10. That is a good drama to me. I would say 7, 7.5 is a meh, like, yeah, watch it, it was okay. Maybe even 6.5 depending. Anything below a 6.5, don't watch it. I maybe, like, maybe a 6. Anything below a 6, don't watch. I would not recommend that. So, Medical Examiner Dr. Chin's Survivor, I gave a 5 out of 10. I would say skip this one. The only reason I rated it a 5 is because the cases they were investigating were somewhat interesting. Not all of them, but somewhat interesting. The famous trio that you have in the Medical Examiner Dr. Chin series was still there, but they fought the entire time in this drama, and I didn't like it because it wasn't like playful fighting. They weren't teasing each other. They literally, like, were fighting. Mainly because they added romance into the mix. And it became a weird quadrangle where the cop liked the female medical examiner, but the female medical examiner liked Dr. Chin, the chief medical examiner. And so the chief medical examiner, Dr. Chin, liked this separate girl. So we had the cop mad at the chief medical examiner because who they were supposed to be like best buddies because he knew that the girl she liked him. And the chief medical examiner had no clue this girl liked him at all, did not understand why everybody was mad at him because his assistant was mad at the chief medical examiner because he liked this separate woman in another department and they clearly liked each other. So she obviously got jealous. And his assistant really annoyed me because she would do some really, really childish things, which was not her character. Her character, at least in the season 1 of this show, would not have done these childish things. And I just was like, what are we doing here? The romance was not needed whatsoever. And then also, there was really no joking with these 3, which that was the appeal of season 1. They kinda joked together. It just the trio was not meshing in this season whatsoever, and the acting was really stiff, and because the trio wasn't meshing, the chemistry wasn't really there. It wasn't good. It was not good, and I got bored. I also think I got bored because I figured out the main big bad guy halfway through. So I was like, when are we just gonna reveal this dude at this point? I would not recommend Medical Examiner Dr. Chen the Survivor. It just is not it's not good. And then lastly, I also watched 2 Chinese movies of the Medical Dr. Chin series. The reason why I'm doing all of this is because I do plan on doing a podcast review of the Dr. Chin series along with like a guide and everything, because this is a really popular Chinese series that I know a lot of people are curious about, and I've never watched the entire series, at least what we can watch in the US. So the reason why I'm watching these, because I would have dropped these if I wasn't going to do a podcast review, but I wanted to watch them to give a review. So I watched 2 of the movies. They're more like made for TV movies, in my opinion. So their budget obviously isn't like super high or anything. But again, I rated both of the movies. One is Medical Examiner Dr. Chin Fatal Novel, and the other is Medical Examiner Dr. Chin Blood Red Wedding. I also would not recommend these. I gave them a 3 out of 10. As I said, they both had a made for TV feel and not in a good way. The only reason I gave them a 3 each is because the case that was being investigated in both the movies was mildly interesting. I kind of have the same critiques as the Medical Examiner Dr. Chin the Survivor. Like, there was no chemistry with the leads. Both of the movies didn't even have a trio. It was only the cop and the chief medical examiner. There was no third medical examiner, whether that was supposed to be a woman or a man, whatever. The Fatal Novel one, the film, it was nothing like the classic crime drama. It was nothing like season 1 at all. There was a lot of plot holes. It wasn't well acted. It was way too short. not well executed. And again, I knew the bad guy pretty much right away because the story was really cliche. It was just bad. What also was weird is like it's about a medical examiner. This entire series is about a medical examiner. And these two movies barely had autopsies, let alone crime scenes. Like one had more than others. You'd think movies with medical examinations, they'd have autopsies, and they barely did. Maybe one each. With the Blood Red Wedding, again, this had romance in it, but it was unnecessary. There was no need for this romance. Also, it's very clear that Dr. Chin in this entire series has really bad luck with romance. With this movie included, I think there's like 5 girlfriends that he's ended up getting hurt or murdered or in serious trouble, which I know is like a trope when it comes to crime shows and crime dramas, but it's a little ridiculous for this dude's luck. But I wouldn't date this guy. If I had known he had like 3 dead girlfriends due to enemies, I wouldn't date the dude. Yeah, Blood Red Wedding, again, it was bad. It was bad. Like, it does not need romance. I was not invested in any characters or the stories. I didn't care. Characters, as I said, were, like, not even close to what I was expecting even compared to the season 1, and the reason why I'm comparing it to season 1 is because season 1 is a classic Chinese crime drama. It's good. It's decent. It's not the best because it's dated, but, like, it's good, and then you get these. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah, so you can skip Medical Examiner Dr. Chin, The Survivor, and you can skip the 2 movies. You can also skip these and then wait for my full episode of this in October. I plan to release it in October. I still have a couple other dramas of this and 2 movies, 1 movie to watch, and then I'll be completely done with the series. So we'll see. I'm a little skeptical of what I'll think of the last 2 seasons that are out, that at least I have access to. There's more, but I don't have access to everything in the US. And supposedly there's like 2 other seasons that are supposed to be made with this series that either have never been made and they're like just on the back burner and nothing's being done, or they have been made and like never released. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna keep ranting about this. You'll hear more of my ranting when it comes to the episode. So look forward to that. That is everything that I completed in August. As you can see, one of the reasons why I completed so many is because 3 of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 8 things, 3 of the 8 things I completed were movies. That's one of the reasons, and 1 was, like, a 2-episode thing. Mostly everything I completed was really short, which is why I completed so much. Anyway, so that was August. For the number, I thought it was pretty well. For the quality, it went downhill by the end, but I'll take it, whatever. You had some good things I would recommend that I completed in August and some not good so good things, and now you know that you can skip it. Moving on, we are going to talk about September. September is surprisingly going to be a pretty busy month. I knew 2 dramas that I was looking forward to, and then all of a sudden there was like 6, which obviously always happens to me. So I shouldn't be surprised at this point. I don't know if I'm going to get around to watching all of them. I know I will definitely be trying to watch on air Korean dramas again. I have not watched a lot of on air Korean dramas this year, and I kind of want to get into it. So there's absolutely 2 I am definitely going to be watching when they premiere because I've been looking for them forever. The others we'll have to wait and see. We'll see what I have on my watch list. We'll see what podcast episodes I need to record, that type of thing. But either way, September I think is going to be a good watch list month because I do plan to start some things. So it'll be a good month, hopefully. Hopefully I can get some stuff off my current watch list that I have been watching for a while, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, so the first thing I know I'm absolutely going to be watching, because I've been looking forward this since the beginning of the year, is the Korean crime drama Queen Mantis. It is going to be airing on Netflix and Viki, and it premieres September 5th. I think this is an 8-episode drama. Look, the reason why I am very excited, it's a crime drama about a serial killer. Okay, so that is one thing. I saw that setup and I thought, okay, I need to check this out. But then I saw who was starring in it, and Jang Dong-yoon is starring in it. And we all know, if you don't know, he's my boy. I will watch him in anything. I love him. I love him, and I'm so happy that he's finally doing a crime drama. He has not done a crime drama. And I'm so happy he's doing my genre. Not that I didn't like him not doing my genre. There's dramas that I love him in, but this, in my mind, he did Solomon's Perjury, but that was like a high school crime drama. This is a proper cop investigation crime drama. I am very excited for this. I'm so excited for this. Queen Mantis is a upcoming Korean drama that stars Jang Dong-yoon, and he plays the son of a serial killer. His mother, who is played by Go Hyun-jun, she was a serial killer nicknamed the Mantis, and she apparently brutally murdered 5 people, if I remember what the synopsis says. 5 people, 5 men specifically, 20 something years before this drama started. And so he hates his mom, hates his mother, and he now works as a police officer. And then one day, apparently, a murder happens in the present day, and it seems to be a copycat of what his mother did. And so they have to enlist her help with solving this copycat murder. This is apparently a remake of a French series called La Mante. La Mante, I don't speak French, but translated The Mantis, that is what it's called. It's a 2017 French show, apparently. So yeah, I'm totally there. This gives me "Come and Hug Me" vibes. If you don't know what that Korean crime drama is, please go watch it. It's amazing. It's so good. But this is giving me "Come and Hug Me" vibes. He is also married. Jang Dong-yoon is married in the show to Kim Bo-ra. So this is a reunion of these two actors because they starred together in Like Flowers and Sand, which I thought was quite nice. They did not play any type of romantic storyline in Like Flowers and Sand at all, but now they are a married couple. I'm so excited for this drama. I'm trying not to have high expectations, but I'm just so excited to see Jang Dong-yoon in a crime show. Also, the actress who plays his mother, um, what's her name? Go Hyun Jung. She is a good actress, and she looks scary in these trailers. She looks intense. I'm really excited to see their chemistry and like what is gonna happen with this. And again, I've been looking forward to this drama since it was announced, which was easily in January, if not longer than that. Queen Manta is going to be airing on September 5th. And then we have the next one that I'm excited for is Tempest. This is a Korean drama on Disney Plus and Hulu, and I did confirm it is coming to Hulu and Disney Plus. So it's coming to Hulu in the US. I'm unsure if it's going to actually come on the premiere date. We'll have to wait and see. Like they might pull a 12 and like start the next week or something. We'll have to see. But it is confirmed we are getting 3 episodes on the day that it's out, at least according to Google and the Hulu article I was reading. Anyway, this premieres September 10th. I am really, really, really trying not to have high expectations for this show because one, we've been let down so many times, or at least I have, where I have high expectations for a show. Not only this year, but like in the past couple years, and it didn't meet expectations. So I'm really, really, really trying hard not to have high expectations for this show. I'm also praying that this is a bodyguard romance that I have needed since Blood Free. Will I get it? I have no idea. But I am praying it is only 8 episodes. So I'm also praying that if we do get the bodyguard romance, it is a well-paced romance, which I don't know if they'll be able to do in 8 episodes or not. But I'm really, really trying to keep my expectations low. Because this is another K drama that has an amazing cast, which makes me excited. But we all know there's some dramas out there that have had amazing casts and then it just goes bonkers and just does not work with the story. So if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, Tempest is a Korean drama. It premieres September 10th on Disney Plus and Hulu. This stars Kang Dong-won and Jun Ji-hyun. They have not been in a K-drama. I think Jun Ji-hyun has not been in one in 4 years. Kang Dong-won has not done one in 10 years? I need to look this up now. More than 10 years. Oh, how much is that? How long is that? That is 20 years. He has not done a K-drama in 20 years. How old is this man? He's 44. So the last K-drama he starred in, he was half that age. He's a movie actor. He's a prolific, really good movie actor. He barely ever does Korean dramas, as you can tell. So He is in this drama with Ju Ji-hoon, and apparently Ju Ji-hoon plays a, diplomat and a former ambassador to the US, and she's very popular among the international community, and she basically uncovers this, like, assassination plot between South and North Korea, and so that gets her in trouble. She is a target now. So in steps Kang Dong-won's character, who apparently is a mercenary, but at least from the trailers too, it seems like he might be a spy. I'm not sure. And he unexpectedly becomes her bodyguard, but also an ally in investigating this assassination plot. And so I am really, really, really trying not to have high expectations because I've been burned so many times with bodyguard romances that I just have not liked at all. I mean, Blood Free, I was let down because there was no romance and there should have been. Other ones where it was clearly going to be a romance and it didn't deliver, in my opinion. And I'm not going to call out anything, but I need this to be good. I really, really do. I need it to be good. Both in story, but also in a romance department if there is going to be romance. I'm very cautious about Tempest, but I'm also very excited. Those are the two dramas I'm absolutely going to be clicking play on day one because I know they're going to be available and they're short. The other ones I'm excited for either they definitely have a premiere date, but I don't know where they're going to air for the most part. We have a K-drama called Walking on Thin Ice, and this one I've heard for a while. It was announced with a different title way back, like January, February, and they're finally releasing it. This stars Lee Young-ae and Kim Young-kwan. Kim Young-kwan you might remember from Trigger a long time ago. Lee Young-ae, I know I'm probably mispronouncing her name. I don't know how to pronounce her first name. You might know her from Inspector Ku, Maestra from a couple years ago, Jewel in the Palace. It's a really famous drama of hers. She's a good actress. I like her a lot. I'm really curious about her chemistry with Kim Young Kwan. It's funny because like the comments for this one is like, oh God, it's gonna be a Nuno romance. I really wanted to be a Nuno romance. I got no romance in this trailer, in whatever, like, I would love a Nuno romance. I want this to be a Nuno romance, but there's no way this is gonna be a romance. No way. I just need to find another Nuno romance, but there's no way this is gonna be a Nuno romance. I mean, the tags aren't even romance. This is about a housewife played by Lee Yun-hae, who turns to selling drugs to pay for her terminally ill husband's medical expenses. So she's married, for one. Two, she's has a terminally ill husband. Like, I don't think we would love her having an affair with a younger man while her husband's dying. Like, I don't think that's gonna be a popular storyline if they go that route. It would be scandalous and be like a cheating story, but I don't think that's happening at all. Anyway, so she turns to crime by selling drugs to pay for the medical expenses. And then Kim Young Kwan is basically the drug dealer that is helping her sell these drugs, mainly in the club. He becomes a dealer and partners with her. And apparently, they become partners due to some mysterious incident that they both go through. The description does not describe what that is. So we'll have to see what happens. Drugs, as we know in Korea, their laws against drugs are very, very strict. It's always surprising to me, and we're seeing more of them like more often these days of drug related crime shows. But most that I've seen are cops chasing down drug dealers. This is interesting to me because they're drug dealers selling. I mean, it's from a different perspective that I didn't think would ever be made in a Korean drama. I'm really curious about this one. I hope somebody picks it up. Right now, it has no streaming platform, at least internationally. Premieres September 20th, Walking on Thin Ice. Next thing that I'm interested in, I don't know if I'm gonna watch this right when it airs, but maybe I'll like pull it up later when I have some room. It is Crime Scene Zero. So Crime Scene Zero is a Korean variety show. Crime Scene in general is a classic Korean variety show. It's been around since like 2016. Apparently they rebooted this last year, and this Crime Scene Zero is the second season of that reboot. And the reason why it is on my radar is because Netflix has picked up the second season. we are getting Crime Scene Zero on Netflix in September. I've always wanted to watch this show. I just have never had access to it. So I'm kind of excited that I'm now, even though it's the second season, I don't think it's going to be connected to the first season, but it's kind of one of those things where you watch a season and then you're done. The setup is you have a group of celebrities in various occupations. They don't always have to be like all singers or actors, or it's a combination of occupations. And they are in a role playing game. So some of them are detectives, some of them are suspects, some of them are the culprit, some of them are victims. It depends on the role that they get. And they basically have to figure out the crimes that they are displayed in front of them. They investigate the crimes and try to weed out the culprit before they get killed themselves. That's pretty much the setup. In my opinion, I know some people have opinions about this type of show because it's not new. There's other shows that have done this same concept where they're going through a scene and they encounter a crime and they have to solve the crime. They're going through a storyboard, basically. It's not new. It happens a lot in Korean variety shows. So I know some people, like for example, Zombieverse, I think that's the name of it. It's an entire 2-season variety show about a group of celebrities going through the zombie apocalypse. And it's very, very scripted, and you can tell it's scripted, at least like what they're walking into. I don't know. I mean, some people think these are over the top and a little cheesy, and I will agree some of them are cheesy, but I find them really entertaining. I don't know why, especially when they're like investigating the crime part. The people thinking through these puzzles, that is not scripted. Maybe some of it, but like the reactions and them trying to think through puzzles, I don't think can be scripted in some aspects. Sometimes people stand out because they solve something that everybody else has not been able to solve. I like seeing that. And again, I'm the type of person who plays along. I like figuring out the puzzles myself. So this is right up my alley. I definitely want to check it out because I've been so curious about Crime Scene for 10 years now. It aired in like 2017, 2016. I'm really excited for this. So I hope it's good. I hope it does well because we can then maybe get more seasons. So that is coming out on September 23rd to Netflix. We have 3 more I'm going to talk about. There's a Korean drama coming out on September 24th called First Lady. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with this one, but I'm curious about it. And I also didn't know it was coming out until the trailer dropped a week or so ago. I like the cast. That was one thing that really drew me to it was the cast. Eugene's in it. You might recognize her from Penthouse. She's a really good actress in my opinion. And then we have Ji Hyun Woo, who I love. Ji Hyun Woo. Recently, he's done a lot of weekend dramas. A lot of people don't really know, but before that, he was doing regular episode, like 16 episode crime dramas, or not crime dramas, but K dramas. I loved him in Love and Sadness. He was great in Love and Sadness. If you need a juicy, cheating, scandalous show, Love and Sadness is amazing, in my opinion. He is back in First Lady, and the whole concept of the show. Oh, and then we have Lee Min Young, who you might recognize from, oh, what was that show? Perfect Marriage Revenge. She was the stepmom in that. So a lot of people might recognize her from that as well. Basically, the entire show is you have Eugene, who plays the wife of a presidential candidate. And the presidential candidate is played by Ji Hyun Woo, and he is elected president. And then immediately after the election, he demands a divorce from Eugene, from his wife. So apparently in Korean politics, which is the same in US, like we have the election in November and they get sworn in January. There's a waiting period between the election results and him getting sworn in. He demands a divorce, specifically 67 days left until he's sworn in. He gets elected. He demands a divorce, and he wants that divorce to happen within the 67 days of between the election and the presidential inauguration. And she is apparently blindsided by this question. Apparently she has helped her husband through all of his political career, everything, and she's blindsided by this divorce question. So I'm really curious, especially because it looks like it could be a cheating thing. I don't know. It's set up to maybe being a cheating thing. Like the woman who played the stepmom in Perfect Marriage Revenge, Lee Min Young, is his assistant. So it's a classic, to me, it's a classic cheating thing, which I need a good cheating story in my life. I miss cheating dramas. If you guys have any recommendations for a good cheating drama, I need it. I live for the drama of this all. So if this is a cheating drama, I'm all there. But I'm also just really curious of like, if it's not, why does he want a divorce? So I might check this out. I'm really curious about it. Right now, nothing is confirmed in terms of streaming platform. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. She obviously is going to investigate why he wants a divorce. Maybe she'll find a mistress, maybe not. And then also probably get revenge if it is a mistress thing or something else because she was blindsided by this divorce. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. From the trailer, it looks like she like put her own political ambitions on hold to help him out. So maybe she'll become a politician herself. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's First Lady. The next one, I don't know. When this first was announced, I was really for it. And then more came out about it, and I'm just like, I don't know about this at all. It seems weird to me. The setup seems weird. I don't know. So this is Miss Incognito. It stars Jun Yun Ben. Wow, I cannot pronounce her name. Jun Yao Bin? Bin? I butchered that name. I'm so sorry. You might know her from our movie. She was a star in our movie. Glitch, I know her from Glitch, be melodramatic. Miss Incognito seems like a drastic change from anything I've ever seen her in. It also stars Jin Young, which is why I am really curious about this one because I haven't watched him in a drama in a really long time due to military activity and just the dramas he's done. I have not completed yet. Like Sweet Home, I haven't watched season 2 or season 3. So I curious about him. And then we have Moo Sun Kyung. He's a veteran Korean actor. We also have Joo Hyun Young, who you might recognize from what was that show? What was that show? That show was Extraordinary Attorney Woo. She was the best friend, along with other people. The setup of this is you have Jung Yo Bin. She enters a contract marriage with this chaebol, like old chaebol. It's played by Moon Sun Kyung. He is old. He is like in his 70s, old, 80s, 90s, whatever. He's old. So she enters a contract marriage with him apparently because he's dying and he doesn't want people to kill him prematurely or do anything with his inheritance. So she enters a contract marriage with him to kind of keep him safe, but also figure out who is trying to take over the inheritance and like stop that from happening. That's the first level of this, which seems intriguing to me. Like it's a contract marriage. Obviously, he doesn't expect anything from her. She's essentially a bodyguard. She apparently comes from a really poor family, so she's getting paid to do this, whatever. So she enters this marriage, comes up with a fake identity, completely different from what her actual person is, and she begins working as like a teacher in this village around this rich house that she has a contract marriage in. Jin Yun plays this single father whose son goes to the school she teaches at. And that is what I'm like, I don't know what this is. Because first off, it's like, okay, you enter this Chaebol family, you become a bodyguard, you're this contract wife for 3 months, but then all of a sudden you're also a school teacher in this village. And like, are you gonna have a romance with him? I don't know. Like, it's supposedly a thriller romance crime drama. So my assumption is she's going to have a romance with Jin Yun. I don't know what the second part of this being a whole teacher type situation is because is that part of the investigation of trying to figure out who's trying to get rid of the Chaebol guy and with his inheritance? I'm not sure. Is Jin Yun like his secret son that is supposed to be inheriting some of this thing? I don't know. So on one hand, I'm really curious about this because it sounds nuts and like Makjang-esque. On the other hand, I'm kind of weirded out that she married a really old guy, even though like it's a contract marriage or whatever, and potentially maybe has a romance with this single father who's in a village who farms strawberries. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this one. I don't know. I'm really curious about it because I like the cast. I like a bodyguard romance is fine, but like it's not like she's having a romance with the person she's bodyguarding though. She's having apparently could have a romance with this single father. Maybe she starts bodyguarding him. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I think I have to like watch the first episode to see what this is all about. That is Miss Incognito. It supposedly is premiering on the 29th. Hopefully, we get it somewhere. I don't know. Right now, we do not have a streaming platform for it. I don't know. I don't know about this one, but it the concept is interesting, and so we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Last but certainly not least, I have to talk about Alice in Borderland Season 3. This is coming to Netflix September 25th. Look, I am really behind on my Season 2s. As I just said, I have not watched Sweet Home Season 2 or 3. I have not watched Squid Game Season 2 or 3. I also have not watched Alice in Borderland Season 2, let alone Season 3. So I'm really, really, really behind, and I just need to, like, get my butt in gear and start some of these season 2s. I haven't even watched season 2 of Uncanny Counter, and I loved season 1. Maybe that's, like, a next year's job where I just need to, like, watch all the season 2s of and season 3s of things that I haven't watched. I don't know. Anyway, I loved season 1 of Alice in Borderland. I will die on this hill that I think Alice in Borderland is better than Squid Game, at least season 1 wise. I can't compare season 2 or season 3s because I have not seen either one of them, but season 1 wise, Alice in Borderland is better, in my opinion. If you have liked Squid Game and have not seen Alice in Borderland, please do. Please go and watch it. It's fantastic. But I need to watch season 2 and season 3 of all of these shows. That is everything I'm excited for in September that has a date. Maybe not have a streaming platform, but at least has a date and a poster and maybe a trailer. A lot of mixing up of things a little bit. We have some crime stuff. We have potentially contract marriage. We have some potentially romance, like bodyguard romance. We have a variety show, so it looks to be fun. I don't know if I'll be watching all of this stuff. We'll have to wait and see. Other things I plan to start in August due to podcast recordings and other things. We have Mysterious Lotus Casebook. The drama trio finally will be recording an episode for this, so I need to start watching. I need to start watching this show. This has been on our list for years at this point. I also plan on watching Coroner's Diary. I did start episode 1. I just haven't watched more than episode 1. So I do plan on watching that. I need to watch that for a podcast recording. And then I also am planning on watching Glassheart for a potential podcast recording. It has not been confirmed when we're going to be recording that one, but I need to watch Glassheart. I'm excited for Glassheart. I've heard good things. I've seen good things. I like the actors, so I'm assuming the acting will be good. So those are 3 things that I plan on starting at least in August, not necessarily completing, but maybe I'll probably finish Glassheart, but plan on at least starting in September. Did I say August? I plan on starting these in September, not August. And that is everything that I plan on watching in September, what I completed in August. That is wrapping up another month. I can't believe we're like 4 months out from the end of the year. It can't come soon enough. This year has been crazy and unpredictable, and I don't like it. I want a new year. I want a do-over. Let me know what you are excited for in September, what you completed in August. If you think I would enjoy anything that you watch, please give me recommendations because I mean, I have a long list of things I could watch, but I'm always open for recommendations or suggestions of what I might enjoy. And thank you for people who've already done that because I do have a couple that people have already said I would enjoy. So thank you very much for giving me your recommendations. Please give me more. Feel free to reach out to me on any of the social media platforms for the podcast. I love talking with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope this episode has put you on to some of the shows that are coming out in September you might not have known about. Let me know, comment, let me know what you enjoyed, what you're looking forward to, and I will talk to you later in another episode. Bye. If you want to continue the conversations about dramas that were started in this episode, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky under the username No Sleep for Dramas. That is No Sleep, the number 4 dramas, just like in the title of the podcast. This podcast is also an expansion of my blog, so you can visit my blog at www.nosleepfordramas.com, the number 4 dramas.com, and find multiple years of blog posts already available at your fingertips. All links are in the description of this episode. Finally, please give this podcast a like or a follow wherever you listen to the podcast. Leaving a comment or a review also helps a lot. We love hearing ideas and feedback from all of you. Share the podcast with your friends as well. Thank you for listening. This has been an episode of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, and I am your host, Caitlin. I will see you here next time, and I hope you get no sleep chasing the next episode just like me. Good night.